Ride-alongs. Kennesaw State University Police Department. Explorers at post number 578 can request to take part in the special opportunity to ride along with a patrol officer during a tour of duty in which the officer is answering calls and responding to emergencies. The ride-along is supposed to be a fun, exciting and memorable experience for the explorers. It is our job as explorer advisors to keep them safe and expose them to the everyday life of being on patrol. We must be sure to follow the guidelines set forth by Learning for Life and our departmental ride-along policy when allowing explorers to accompany officers during patrol operations to ensure their safety and reduce liability. Patrol operations. One of the most thrilling and inspiring features of the Explorer program is the opportunity to observe their police comrades during patrol operations. Patrol operations as defined by Learning for Life as routine policing functions where an explorer accompanies a law enforcement officer in a marked police vehicle, in or on special police conveyances. It is mandatory for each agency to have and adhere to the following items required by the agency, the officers, and the explorers. Agency requirements. Explorers are most exposed to danger during ride-alongs. Learning for Life has policies to help keep you safe and your explorers safe. A written policy regarding ride-alongs and the permissible activities during such ride-along is required. Once your agency has a written policy or policies, it will act as the dominant authority so long as it includes the policies stated in Section 3.7 of the Learning for Life manual found on the Learning for Life webpage. To protect the agency, Learning for Life, and the explorer, certain forms must be filled out and signed by the explorer or his or her parent or legal guardian. These forms include a hold harmless and release form for the agency and Learning for Life and a medical release form permitting your department to approve emergency medical treatment for explorers in a situation where it becomes needed. Officer requirements. Officers interested in supervising explorers in ride-alongs must first complete field training, probationary period, and be in good standing with their agency. A self-guided youth protection training course for adults is also required. The agency reserves the right to determine approval for participation in the ride-along program. Explorer requirements. Before each ride-along, explorers need to submit proper documentation to their executive post advisor. Explorers should be in good standing within the post. Each explorer should have a ride-along limit. Explorers should be trained in how to handle emergency situations. Explorers should be familiar with their agency's SOP. Explorers must always be in contact with their assigned officer. Sign up and authorization. Every explorer post is unique in the way their posts are managed. However, ride-alongs being the most popular activity of exploring, each post needs guidelines to qualify themselves for the explorer ride-alongs and to increase activity in other areas of exploring. For example, at KSU, in order to qualify for ride-alongs, explorers must attend a 60-hour Explorer Academy and remain in good standing. Additionally, setting a maximum per month or semester of ride-alongs allows all eligible explorers an opportunity to participate. Explorer-specific agency policies and standard operating procedures, along with spontaneous emergency protocols, must be issued prior to authorization of an explorer accompanying them on patrol operations. Emergency situations. During the ride-along, explorers shall not leave the command of the officer during the ride-along. The job of a police officer is inherently dangerous. It is because of it we must put plans, policies, and procedures in place to keep our explorers safe. These plans must state specific procedures to follow when an officer with an explorer ride-along is dispatched to a high-risk call or a situation escalates to one that obliges a more forceful response. You can refer to the Learning for Life Law Enforcement Exploring Guidelines for guidance on the development of these plans and procedures. Every outcome of the future is not possible. Thus it is the responsibility of the officer to use his or her best judgment based upon the circumstances, with respect to the life of the explorer. Depending on the situation, it might be safer for the explorer to remain inside the vehicle or to be dropped off at a safe zone and picked up by another officer. As an officer, it is important to make sure your explorer understands to wait for your command to exit the patrol vehicle. Before getting out of the vehicle, the officer needs to evaluate the situation before allowing the explorer to exit the vehicle. Learning for Life suggests approved activities for explorers to participate in, such as traffic control, crowd control, and telecommunications support, such as use of the police radio, administration of first aid assistance, perimeter control, and note-taking that may aid the law enforcement officer. Do not let an explorer drive. Only the employed officers are allowed to drive the patrol cars with explorers for safety and lawful obligations. Per the Learning for Life guidelines, explorers are not permitted to carry weapons including but not limited to firearms, tasers, nightsticks, batons, collapsible or otherwise, SAPs or SAP gloves, tactical flashlights, that is large metal or other heavy-duty material flashlights that may also be used as a nightstick or baton, knives with blades in excess of 4 inches, chemical repellents or electrical shock devices. Explorers must wear the same safety equipment as the officer they are shadowing where authorized special police conveyances are used, for example, wearing a helmet on bike patrol. Protective vests are highly encouraged for explorers during ride-alongs. Additional rules and regulations. Please note that explorers under the age of 18 years old are prohibited from riding along between the hours of midnight and 0600 hours. Furthermore, same-gender officers and explorers should be used when practical and possible. It is also important to note that adherence to law enforcement exploring policy on driving police vehicles, blood-borne pathogens, hepatitis B vaccination declination, covert activities, and other applicable policies is required. This keeps both the explorer and the officer safe from liability and physical harm. The opportunity to ride along with a law enforcement officer while answering calls is a privilege. The explorers that are selected to take part in the experience should take it seriously and demonstrate a high level of professionalism and respect for the opportunity. If you have any questions, contact your local Learning for Life office.